felt it. Evolution happening right now, in real time.
Evolutionary capacities encoded deep down the nervous system just pop up randomly. They seem to come forward under pressure. Trauma, genius, breakdown, intense experiences.
So pressure cookers for evolution. For ages, that stuff got labeled, right?
Yeah.
Disorders, things to fix. But what if? What if our sources are onto something here? That it's not a glitch at all?
It's a radical way to look at it. But yeah, compelling. Things that maybe looked like trauma before or felt like you were feeling somehow. These sources, they say, no, those aren't malfunctions. They're signals. Or they call them recursive inflection points.
Recursive inflection points, like a turning point generated from the pattern itself.
Exactly, like the system looping back, creating something totally new from the old stuff. Think about chronic burnout, or maybe the wiring we associate with autism, or even addiction. It's not seen as broken, it's more like an attractor state.
Think of them maybe as energetic blueprints, or frequencies encoded right into our nervous system.
Exactly, frequencies is a good way to put it. And they influence how we perceive things, how we interact with, well, everything.
That apparently each of us carries our own unique mix, a kind of constellation of these frequencies.
And what's really key here, I think, is that these aren't presented as, disorders.
Yeah.
Or even enhancements, not in the usual way we think about it.
Right.
The sources call them field adjustments. It's like the body, mind, and spirit adapting in real time, really, to a world that's changing incredibly fast.
Right.
So the idea isn't to, diagnose what you see on the surface. It's more about helping you see the system beneath your story, as one source puts it.
The system beneath your story. I like that. How does this tie into the people who seem to really embody these new patterns? Is that where this idea comes in, the League of Cognitive Outliers?
Precisely.
Yeah.
The sources, they actually describe themselves as a kind of non-linear decoding device, almost like a hidden message. A transmission disguised as entertainment is how they put it.
Okay.
And they suggest the characters you sort of encounter in their work.
Yeah.
They aren't just made up, they're real attractor patterns, archetypes. Showing a deeper system restructuring itself through people. And you might just see yourself in one of them or feel this odd sense of remembering, like you were always part of this league.
Right. So these aren't just philosophical ideas, and it sounds much more fundamental. Change is happening in us.
Precisely. And our source for this is, it's unusual. It calls itself a faux comic.
A faux comic, okay.
Yeah, and it's presented as a kind of non-linear decoding device. Comic profiles these individuals who embody different combinations, different constellations of these traits.
Interesting. Jump in. The central idea here is pretty radical.
It really is. It basically reframes neurodivergence entirely. Instead of a system breaking down, it's presented as the system adapting.
So things like being, too sensitive or too scattered, maybe even too much.
The source suggests those might actually be the right amount for where the world is heading, or where it's already arrived, perhaps. Think of them as sort of fundamental recalibrations of the body-mind-spirit system.
This dive, it's a chance for you listening to maybe see these patterns, recognize them.
In others, or maybe yourself?
Like looking at stories, but also like looking in a mirror.
Okay, let's unpack this. First up, Echo. Christy Kimura. She's 17. The description calls her a psychic stabilizer.
Yeah, and a coherence field conductor.
What does that mean in practice? Psychic stabilizer.
Well, her core thing is field sync. It's not like mind control or anything dramatic. Think of it as tuning. She feels the mood, the social frequencies, and kind of quietly realigns them, makes them more harmonious.
So she reflects emotions back, but purified.
Exactly, purified, stripped of the confusion, charged with clarity instead. It said even conflict sounds sort of musical around her.
That sounds subtle, but really powerful. How does that work on a deeper level? Is it just her being there?
Pretty much. Her calm state, her own internal calibration, it actually sort of reprograms the room.
Not by saying anything specific?
No, just by being. The sources say when she activates, time listens. People listen, even the noise stills.
Wow. So presence is influence.
Deep influence, yeah. Stemming from that consistent internal state.
Okay, but surely there's a downside.
A limitation.
Oh, definitely. It's called mask burnout.
Mask burnout.
Yeah, if she tunes too much to others, without anchoring herself, she can lose her own signal, her own sense of self.
Ah, I see. So she gets overwhelmed.
Right. Leads to psychic static, maybe emotional bleed through. She really needs to maintain her own center, otherwise it falls apart. Makes sense. Okay, so Echo brings stability. Next up is Sasha Lynn, codename Glint. She's tagged as an emotional architect.
Or architect. So she builds emotional spaces and also an internal structure harmonizer.
Right. Balancing inner worlds. One of her key things is social syntax decoder.
Social syntax, like reading the grammar of group emotions.
Kind of. Reading the structure, figuring out who's holding what unspoken tension. She's also a subtext cartographer.
Mapping the hidden currents in relationships.
Exactly. And here's a really interesting bit. Her own perfectionism acts as a mask mirror.
A mask mirror. How does that work?
Well, apparently, her striving for perfection somehow makes other people feel safe enough to drop their own masks. It's quite paradoxical.
That is interesting. So her trait creates space for others' vulnerability.
Yeah. And she's also an emotional schema weaver, designing these safe containers for feelings that need to come out.
The sources say she mapped entire emotional economies hiding beneath the surface, and that her silence was structure.
Powerful stuff. Her related systems are acetylcholine.
Often linked to focus, learning.
Right. And serotonin and oxytocin again. So sharp perception, but also that social emotional attunement.
But she has a limit too.
Containment overflow. She can get overwhelmed by everyone else's emotional backlog. Needs to express, not just hold.
Our next profile. This is Luca Mendoza, codename Chime, 13. What's really striking is his script speak. He talks in these fragments like perfectly chosen bits from movies or TikToks where the sources say, when things feel tense or confusing, he drops the exact right line and it's like lightning. It shifts the whole room's energy. He also has this retrocast thing. He can pull up cultural vibes or memories from before he was even born, like a living archive. And loop ping, where he repeats a phrase, not like a nervous stuckdick, but sort of repeats it until it truly lands with you.
That's right. And what might look like disruptions, maybe like echolalia or just noise, the sources frame them as resonant glitches. Glitches that actually clear the air, like hitting reset on the room's collective buffer, making space for clarity. The really deep insight here is that Luca knows what's true, what fits, but maybe not in a logical step-by-step way.
Right, he doesn't explain it.
No, he reverberates it. He lets others feel the resonance, remember the feeling that came with that line originally. It really challenges our usual need for everything to be explained logically, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Shows how sometimes emotional resonance hits deeper truths.
Okay, so if Luca uses resonant words, the next one, shift, sounds, different, subtler.
Very different, yeah. Much subtler. This is Shift, or Cole Stanley. He's a perspectival disruptor.
Perspectival disruptor, okay.
He uses something called reality slide. It's about subtly shifting how a group sees things. Tiny micro-suggestions.
So he's not arguing points directly.
No, not usually. He makes people feel like the new perspective or the idea was theirs all along. It's done through charm weave.
Charm weave, is that learned?
Apparently not. It's described as a natural knack for just threading suggestions into normal conversation. Very subtle.
And this timing drop ability, that sounds fascinating.
It really is. It's like he feels a perfect microsecond to drop in a comment, a joke, even a song lyric. Something that just nudges the perception.
It's completely intuitive.
Seems so.
Yeah.
He treats social dynamics almost like a stage. Or maybe improvisational jazz.
Yeah.
Feeling the flow, adding a note at just the right moment.
So he might not be the loudest person.
Definitely not. But he can shift a stuck dynamic when no one else can. Gets the energy moving again.
But there must be a risk there too.
Oh, absolutely. The limitation is resonance drift.
Meaning?
If he's not really anchored to a clear, positive purpose, he might start playing with those patterns just for the sake of it, just to see what happens.
Which could slide into manipulation.
Easily.
Yeah.
So he needs reflective honesty, people around him maybe, helping him check his own motivations, recalibrate.
It makes you think, though, how powerful that subtle influence can be. Getting buy-in without a big fight.
It's a different way to foster agreement, for sure. When people feel they arrived at an idea themselves.
It sticks differently. Okay.
It's crucial to remember, as the sources really emphasize, these aren't just interesting portraits. They function as mirrors. One offers a really distinct way to move that signal through distortion.
Bringing clarity or momentum or coherence to whatever system they're in. Right, recognize parts of yourself, maybe.
Or someone you know, someone you love.
Which leads us to this final thought, this idea from the sources that feels quite powerful. Emergence never happens alone.
That's potent.
It is. So maybe the invitation for you is to consider, how might you be a resonance node in your own world, your family, your work?
How might you be carrying signal through the noise around you?
Or perhaps how can you get better at recognizing and supporting the people around you who are doing that? It moves us way beyond just focusing on what's wrong and opens up so much potential for creativity, for evolution, for all of us.
Absolutely. How might your own experiences, maybe personal stuff, maybe things passed down through generations, how might they reflect these adaptive processes we've been talking about? What if those traits you've perhaps been told are too much or not right? What if they're actually your unique origin signal, the very thing driving your growth, and maybe even contributing to our collective evolution? Something to think about. Emergence, that new thing trying to happen, it needs all those different ways of moving signal. It truly doesn't happen alone.